I'm back, you big beautiful bastard. After 3 weeks, it must be 3 weeks. I'm home. I have arrived. I did. Welcome to another episode of Two Men No Hope, which almost cocked up the title because it's been that long. I missed you, man.
Missed you too, man. Missed our therapy sessions.
Yeah. Even though we were pretty much talking every other day while I was on fucking holiday.
What makes me laugh is this is weird as fuck for us because it's been so long, yeah. But the listeners, it's just a normal week, innit? Because we put all that hard work in before you went away.
Yeah, and then you carried on the work doing the TikTok and
I did my
all that
best,
sort
yeah.
of lark. Yeah. So, but it's been good. We've been getting our listeners up. We have been getting our stars on Spotify is now at 22 reviews.
Fuck me.
Which is pretty fucking good. We've got a lot more coming now that I'm back. We've got collabs. We've got interviews. We've got stories. We've got our Christmas-ish episode coming next month.
Already.
That's what we're calling ever our specials now, yeah. All of our specials are ishes. Christmas-ish episode. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I thought as I was back, I've got this. One second.
If it's more soap, Dan.
Wow!
Oh, look at that. I approve of this one. I approve of this.
Yeah. It's fucking well good, isn't it?
It is.
There was a lids at one of the shopping malls I went to.
Oh, they have lids over there?
Yeah. So I went in to go get my brother a beanie, and they were doing buy one hat, get one half price.
Oh.
And because over here you can only get the boring Blue Jays one, they had a bit of like fancy one, so I managed to get myself a completely white one.
Yeah, it looks nice, man.
And I thought for this episode I'll wear it as Jamie was always wearing his.
Weirdly enough, by coincidence, I'm wearing the Toronto Raptors hat as well.
Raptors, yeah. I won the middle of the 2 weeks I was away. The Saturday the Raptors were playing, and I was getting drunk in a bar, and I actually found a photo on my phone watching the game at a bar with like I held my drink up and took a photo of the drink and the TV screen. But because I was drunk, I forgot to send it to you. So.
Yeah, because you were winding me up saying I'm in town and they're playing, and I'm like, you're a fucker.
Yeah, but it was like $100 a ticket, and me and Jim aren't interested. So we were like, I'm not fucking paying £80 to go see. I don't even know what the score was because I was fucking drinking. And
I think they're playing pretty mediocre this shit. My team's doing well, so I'm a happy boy.
Oh mate, any team, I like the Canadian teams, but they're not very good. Blue Jays aren't very good.
The Raptors did
Maple
win
Leafs, all right.
the championship a couple of years ago.
Fucking hell. But yes, so I'm full. I tried to put stuff up on Instagram, but it was a bit sporadic. It was when I was like sitting around doing nothing. And the heartburn, I swear to God, I couldn't even do my own shoes up. Like leaning down to put my shoes up, I thought I was going to be sick. I've tried so many different beers. I think every day I must have tried a different one.
Yeah, I could tell that from Instagram, man. I was like, Dan's turned this into a travel blog.
I just wanted to keep the old listeners updated.
Yeah, it's good.
And
It's
I got
good,
a
man.
few,
It's good for the listeners, and you managed to get some of them places actually writing thank yous back and all that when you were tagging them in, so that's good.
Oh man, that fucking Ava's was brutal. I had to go back for a second time. The ice cream cone.
It did look immense,
Do you remember
mate.
that one?
I'm not an overly big fan of ice cream, but I think I would have enjoyed that.
Oh, it was like a churro cone, like cinnamon sort of thing, and they put a big old marshmallow at the bottom to stop it running out, and then they fill it. Mine was like apple pie, and I went back and got like a summer fruits. But yeah. So the reason I went over there was to find out the gender of Jim and his wife's baby, and they're having a baby girl.
Congrats, Jim.
So a massive congratulations, yeah.
I'm
It
hoping
was
he's
it was
listening.
really good. All the fans were there. Well, sometimes. But I think they've decided on calling it Riley May.
That's nice.
So yeah. So yeah, proper chuff for him, and it was well funny. Everyone was telling her she was gonna have a boy, so they got these cupcakes made, and they gave the baker the gender.
Oh, right.
And she filled it with a colour, and we all took a vote, and I think it was like me, Carol, and someone else was like, "Oh, it's going to be a girl," and the whole room was like, "Oh, it's going to be a boy," and she bit into it and fucking screamed,
Yeah.
and the whole room went quiet because they were like, "Oh." It was like, "Oi!"
Yeah, the video
So,
looks good, man. But the video you sent me was, I was like, oh shit. I didn't even realise that was happening, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was going to go over anyway, but it just worked out
It happened
nicely
around the
that
same
they were going to
time.
have the gender pie, yeah. So,
Jim
but no, it's
happy.
good. But it's good to be back. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, of course he is. I think he would have liked a boy, but he's obviously happy with anything.
Yeah.
So, it'd be good. But thank you, everyone that had emailed in. This is going to be a bit longer, this episode, because so many people of you emailed in, but we're not going to make you wait. We're going to do them all now. And, actually, there's a massive announcement as well. So, for everyone that started from the beginning, the very first listener we had email in asked us about a colleague that she wanted to start dating. And she gave us an update, what was it, a month later?
Yeah, saying that they were
they were
going strong.
Yeah.
Can't remember what else they said. I think they were going strong, and she said thank you, basically.
Yeah. So she emailed just before I went on holiday, and she said, "This is fantastic news." No, that's my reply, dickhead. Right. I'll get back in the swing of it. It's been 3 weeks. Hey Dan and Jamie, I thought you'd like to know that me and the fella, I'm not gonna say his name because I still don't know who she wants to be, are now officially engaged. Thank you guys for giving the confidence all those months ago. I'm now a happy lady. Yeah. Crowning achievement right there. That's a fucking future we've just created, Jamie.
Yep. There could be babies on the way and all sorts that have been created through this podcast. How do you feel about that, Dan?
Well, they can name it. I'll freely give them permission to either use Dan or Jamie. I don't care if you don't give permission.
If it's a boy, I would say Dan or Jamie. If it's a girl, you can call it Jamelia. I'll be happy with that.
Mine's easy. Mine's Danielle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jamelia.
Well, it's a bit exotic. It's a little bit exotic. Maybe a little too exotic.
That's fucking ridiculous. What have you been doing during these 2 weeks, man? Before we crack on with.
Well, as you know, I was ill as fuck for probably about 8 days. I think I was at work, and they sent me home, and I was a state, and like my poor dog, poor little Rocco, yeah. I feel sorry for him because I got sick on him twice during that space of 8 days. Just
on him?
On him, yeah. Once, the day I got sent home from work, I was driving home in the car, and I looked at him, he looked at me, we made full eye contact, and I just vomited all over him and my fucking work bag. And I got home and I threw my work bag in the bin, and I was like, right, I'm going to have to take him upstairs and shower him. So I just like carried him like fucking Simba up the stairs, showered him down, and he was absolutely distraught. I was distraught because obviously I was feeling ill as well. I had no energy to do any of it. And then a few days went past. It was like a neurovirus, so I was like sickness and diarrhea all week, which is absolutely awful. And then I thought I was feeling better on like the Wednesday or the Thursday. So I said to myself, oh, what I'll do, I'll have some of the dinner that Sharp makes tonight. She made spaghetti bolognese, yeah? And
Yeah.
I woke up the next morning, felt fine that night, woke up the next morning, had a sip of water. Rocco's lying next to me in the bed, and just fucking chundered all over the top of him as well.
That's Scott for life.
And he was fucking like, honestly, now as soon as I get up, he runs. He's like, nah, it ain't happening. He's got PTSD in it. He's got PTSD of me.
That poor dog. I kind of wish you'd taken a picture of him though.
Oh, it would have been so bad. And then there's that. Oh yeah, I had the worst dining experience of my entire life. Because I like my good food.
Mm-hmm.
I went to this new Japanese place in Hemel, yeah.
Right.
And
I don't know if Japanese food is the best thing after you've been sick for 8 days.
No, this was before. This was
Oh.
probably the weekend before. And we like this place has only been open a week, bearing in mind, yeah. And Japanese food's supposed to be quite quick. Most of it's fucking sushi and fucking raw fish, innit? So
Yeah.
we went in, really bougie. Everything looks really up to par. Everything looks nice, yeah. Charlotte's enjoying herself. I'm enjoying myself. 2.5 hour wait, yeah, for our food.
Mm.
Charlotte is drunk. She's drank 2 bottles of sake, yeah. I'm drunk. I'm drinking bottles of beer. I must have drank about 11 of them, little bottles. And there was like so many tables, they all got up and left. And then when they brought out my food, I didn't realise at the time, but it was my fucking main, innit? So my starter hadn't even come out. So I was like, oh, don't worry about the starters. We'll just pay for the mains and go. Because this is like, we got there at 7, and that was like 10:30. Or half...
Mate, I wouldn't have paid for any of it.
No. But the food was really good. The food was insane once it came out. And then...
yeah, but it's not a fucking 2.5 hour wait for it.
No. I get up, and I'm starting to pay the check, yeah? And I turn around, and the woman's standing there with our starters in it, like 9 like little bowls of stuff. And they're like, oh, please take it, please take it, please take it. So then me and Charlotte sit back down, and we're fucked up, innit? We're trying to eat these starters. I'm like, you don't want to eat because you've drank that much beer. And I looked at the bill, and they charged us like for only like 2 meals, so 2 plates. So I was happy at the end, but 2.5 hours, innit?
I'm just not going to use any names, right? So I'm not, unless you specifically say, use my name, no one's name's getting said out, because it takes me too long to piss about.
Yeah, because some people leave it right to the end of the email, and then
yeah,
we need to come up with a code name for people, don't we? We've said this every time.
One for men, away for feet. Yeah, I know, but we're so unprepared, Jamie. What are you talking about?
Bernard and Bernadette.
Anyway. I'm terrible. My brain's like a whiteboard. You say any name, it just get wiped off. So he says, "Hey guys, I left this a while, so you didn't think I was stalking you, Jay. I saw you at Alan Carr for a few weeks ago. I'm not a stalker, I promise.
I fucking forgot about this.
If you see one of us, I don't know, Jamie might disagree with this, but if you see one of us, please come up and say hello, because meeting people that listen is just surreal. I know obviously fucking celebrities get it all the time, but if someone come up to him and was like, are you from Two Men No Hope? I would actually shit a brick.
Yeah,
like,
I would have I wouldn't have known what to do. I may have started like to evacuate the building.
Fucking stunned. so like please, like, I mean, that's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable that you recognised him. It's crazy. So he says, my question for the show anyway, after Dan is back from holiday, yeah. Oh, he says say hello to Jim, I did tell him. My question is, if you fancy a woman from work and you and her are on 2 shifts a week, but you're not sure if she likes you back, what do you do? I know it sounds weird, but she always talks close to my face. But she talks like it doesn't matter. Am I a dickhead? She ain't got no fucking boundaries, mate. Talks close to your face.
If anyone talked close to my face, I'd be put off.
Yeah, I know.
I've been married to Charlotte for 6 years, and if she talked too close to my face, I'd be looking at her thinking, what the fuck is she doing?
I don't even know what to say about that. I don't think I've ever come across that. I don't think that means that she likes you. I think she's just fucking weird, mate.
So some women, I've like over the years, obviously working in retail, doing what we used to do as well, Dan. I've worked with quite a few women. Some women are quite touchy, feely, and they're not flirting, but they're just that way inclined. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And you just need to
Yeah,
kind
for
of
sure.
judge, I think, whether it's you being a little bit overzealous or whether this woman is actually being flirtatious.
If she's single, what I would do is I would get like a social media or something of her, and I would try and talk to her outside of work.
I want to see how it goes.
Because because a couple shifts a week isn't anything. I think it's easier, even though social media sucks for relationships and things. I think it's easier for you to be like, just break up a conversation.
How many how many messages would you be in, Dan, before the dick pic comes?
You got to gauge it, innit? Normally it's something easy like oh, what are you doing? And it's like, oh, if you're like in bed or you're like in the shower, you're like, wait, let's go for this, because no one tells you that unless
Unless they're thinking.
Yeah, unless they're thinking something other. If they're like, oh, I'm sat downstairs with a massive bowl of ice cream watching Harry Potter, you're like, oh, mate, I'm going to keep that to myself.
You just slip your dick back in your trousers and call it a day.
It's never back in my trousers, but the picture is definitely not coming out. But, yeah, no, I would never. That seems like I would never jump into that. I would always try and find a way of like talking to them outside of work.
Yeah, that's probably a good solution. I was telling Charlotte she's basically famous through the podcast now. I was saying that she's becoming a celebrity by proxy.
Is he bitching about me?
Did you what did she say when that guy saw you at Alan Carr?
What was your reaction to that? What was your reaction to that? When that fella saw us at Alan Carr? Do you remember?
Oh yeah. A little bit creepy.
She thought it was creepy.
Brilliant.
If he had come up to us, what would you have done?
I probably just laughed.
Yeah.
Because I know you would have gone thinking you were someone, wouldn't it?
Well, I would have been fucking Brad Pitt of the day. I would have nearly tried to get on stage, I think.
I'd have just laughed. You would have been geeking over it.
Well, I'm at a comedy gig and I do a comedy podcast. I'll be fucking thinking I'm top. I'll be thinking
on the stage.
I'm an underact, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the starter act.
And I was like, for fuck's sake.
That might have to be a little clip,
Brilliant.
you know.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that as well. Just leave it in. Cut out the bit with the dog and then just leave it in. Yeah, just a quick one there. Yeah, so try and speak to her outside of work and see how it goes. I wouldn't jump in head first.
Yeah, do not.
Unless like she's
whatever
like,
you do not make a move at work before establishing anything, because that is just going to make your life a living hell, I think. Because she could just be a flirtatious person.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got a previous listener emailed in the fella that had his neighbours nicking his Crocs and walking past him and nicking his toy.
Fucking Crocs.
So he says, I really love the Crocs comments in the episode, but sorry, Dan, I love my Crocs and they're here to stay. There's no fucking words for that.
You'll hate me, Dan, but
suck.
I was on the verge of buying Crocs the other day.
Oh, no. I would never. He also said he enjoyed the D&D episode, which I actually got a few things that people enjoyed it too. So I'm glad, because I fucking loved that episode. I thought it was really funny.
It was really fun to make, and it was different for us, and I was a bit worried about how it'd be like portrayed, but I think people did enjoy it. It's a shame we couldn't get a video, but next time we will.
Yeah, it was to do with like space and stuff on my computer, so I'll get that sorted out. And then when Jamie wants a medieval,
so I can go fuck
next.
Shit up with a sword.
So I'm sure we'll try and get Jim before the baby's born when he has time. and we'll get that sorted. But it's becoming a routine that he was on the 20th and the 30th.
He's like,
so we're gonna try and do it for he's on the 40th.
Becoming like an annual guest, isn't it? Is it annual?
Yeah.
Well, not annual. Bi-monthly.
Recurring.
Reoccurring. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone seems to feel bad about Tuxedo as well, but I didn't know it was Tuxedo.
Fuck
You know what
Tuxedo, man.
I thought it was Mittens.
End of the day, you get killed in a situation like that. We went back like 200 years in our like mental state. Do you know what I mean? We
Full survivor mode.
yeah,
That's what
exactly. If we didn't go full savage mode, we wouldn't have survived. We would have died straight away. If we tried to save that Wes in the airlock, we'd have been dead. 100%.
Oh, what, the bar bloke?
Yeah, that fucking scouser, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, I wouldn't have saved him anyway. So he says he's got another question for us. So he says, with the world being what it is, I've started to date a girl. We had 3 dates and she's amazing. She ticks all my boxes, and crazy to say, she's really into me. Only problem, what I have discovered last night after a long conversation on the phone, that she has an OnlyFans, and it's not the tame stuff just in underwear, it's full blown hardcore stuff. I'm normally not a protective guy, but I don't know if I can handle knowing she's gotten all her doors blown off as a day job. Any opinion is a good opinion. I would. How did you get through 3 dates and not know that she had an OnlyFans?
I don't know. Well, it's a long time since I dated, but she might be keeping things close to the chest. Sometimes people don't know people have kids and shit at the beginning.
That's weird to me. I don't know. But then I go way too quick, way too soon, so...
I bet you do a full Google like map out.
Mate, I've been online dating for a long time.
So you know the drill.
Yeah. If I can't find proof of you... This is what makes me laugh about catfish. Like, if I can't find proof of you, then... Yeah, I mean, fuck off.
Yeah, I think that's 100% true. And, like, we've got a story coming up later on as well, innit? And I think that is 100% a catfish situation. Like, if you haven't watched MTV Catfish, you need to fucking watch it, because there's some red flags that come up there that seem to reoccur for a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you watch it consistently, like, all in one go, you'll see him. But, what a lucky bastard. I'd fucking love an OnlyFans girl. I don't give a fuck. Like, I get about the protective thing, but, like, everyone's got a job.
Yeah.
So if she's open about what she's doing, then, yeah, it's up to you whether you can handle it or you can't handle it. But if it was me, I would say, like, oh, you know, everything's going really well, blah, blah, blah. If I was the person in your videos, would you stop getting your doors broken in by everyone else?
Oh yeah, what, like make you the? Because a lot of couples do it together, don't they?
Yeah. Which is my fucking dream. I would love to meet someone and do like OnlyFans like road trip thing. You know, where you get like a van and you go and do like a sex.
I don't know where you think this podcast is leading, Dan,
tour.
but it ain't going that way, is it?
Well, there was a fucking email from a listener saying that she wanted me to give you a fucking kiss when I got back. You can fuck off with that. But yeah, that's my only thought. Like, a job's a job, you know what I mean? And they get a lot of good fucking money.
Yeah, I don't think for me the OnlyFans thing itself wouldn't bother me. For me, it would be, as you said, like, I don't know whether I would be able to deal. I think you have to be a special breed of guy to be able to deal with like your partner sleeping with other people, even if it is for work. Mm-hmm. So if there was a way for just for me to be involved in it with her, then I don't think I'd mind it. I don't care about if someone sees my dick on TV or someone sees my dick on a fucking laptop. Do you know what I mean? So
no.
It's whether you want to go down that road. But if she thinks that she's getting all her content by being with loads of different guys, then that's the decision you got to make, whether you can handle that or not.
There's porn stars that have like met. Obviously, you get porn stars that date each other, and then it doesn't matter because they're fucking everyone else. But you get ones that when they meet someone, they change and they only like sleep with women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's up to you what you feel comfortable with. I wouldn't go down the route of like, and you didn't ask it, but saying don't do the OnlyFans because that's what she was doing before she met you.
Yeah, the OnlyFans predates you, and if she's making as much money as most girls are off OnlyFans, you are a little dick in a big ocean. Do you know what I mean? She ain't going to be interested in you, mate. Do you know what I mean? Unless you've got like a fucking Goliath penis, you ain't keeping her around.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's the only thing that freaked me out. Like if you've, because I would expect a fucking free trial of this thing, man. I'm like, I want to see it. Give it over.
Well, free
And
trial.
then
I'd expect to look on her laptop or something where she's got the raw video footage. Then I can make a decision.
Nah, I think it's good because it shows they're a lot more open. Because some people can be really like funny about stuff like that, and I think a healthy relationship should be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing
sort
worse. It's happened to me in the past where I've been talking to a girl for a long time, and you meet up and you discover they're a prude, and like, it's not because of time, because obviously some girls want to wait longer and stuff like that. This girl just wasn't interested in anything that way, and I thought it was me she wasn't interested in. So I ended everything, did the usual Jamie situation, blocked her, didn't speak to her ever again, and then saw her 6 months later in a club, and all of her friends said she cried over me for 6 weeks, but she didn't seem like she cared at the time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. She had no like physical, because she was being prudish. So if anything, it should be a man's like fucking dream that you got a woman that's forward in that way.
Yeah, I mean, you've already had 3 dates, and obviously she hasn't any inkling of that, and then it's just like, wow, this girl does fucking everything. I'd be like, rubbing my hands together.
Yeah, she's not like turned up and she's like some cum dumpster in it. That's fucking... that's like the bottom regs of like OnlyFans. She must be like quite a put together person. So yeah, that is a terrible term. I don't know whether I should leave that in, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, though, innit? Could turn up and it could be some like clapped out fucking mess.
Yeah. No, I think if it was me, that's what I would say to her. I'd be like, I don't have a problem with the OnlyFans, but if it's going to keep on going, either do like lesbian stuff or I'll be the dude.
How far in the relationship do you think you would be before you have the right to say anything like that? Do you think it's early, or do you think...
I don't think it's... If anything, you could say in like, oh, if this continues further, it's because it's going to come up. Like, you've seen it now. You've got to discuss it now. There's no... You can't then go, oh, okay, that's fine, because you've now just said that it's okay, and if 2-3 months down the road it gets more serious, you can't then turn around and go, oh, actually no, it's not fine.
Yeah,
because then you're lying to her.
I don't know whether, me personally, I don't know whether I could there's no way I'd be able to handle it for any length of time. So it'd be like, because I'm so like, I don't know what it is, I'm like as I said many a time, I'm a fucking psychopathic when it comes to stuff like that. So I think for me, if it was me personally in that situation, I would just purely have to put it down to, if she's not willing to do it with me, if it's too early in the relationship for me to ask her to do anything about it, then I don't know whether I could hang around long enough for it to be long enough, if you get what I mean. I don't know. Yeah, it's a difficult one.
You could say like, if we carried on dating in the future, would you consider this? Would you consider that?
Yeah.
But you can't. You have to deal with it now. Like I said, if you say you're okay with it, and then you change your mind, it's just gonna fucking cause an argument.
I've got to say as well, yeah. Our emails that we get in, some of you guys have the best way of putting things that I don't even understand the term sometimes, but the way it sounds just makes me laugh so much. Like, what did he say?
Oh, yeah,
Something
there's
like
a
getting his
couple.
door blown off or something. That's I couldn't.
Where is it? Which one was that one, wasn't it? If you could doors blown off as a day job.
I was
I
literally sitting on the toilet when that email come through. Well, the email don't come through to me. Well, it does come through to me, but I don't look at it. You send it to me most of the time, and I looked, and I was just like, I'm sitting there, and I'm in the cubicle. There's about 9 other blokes in the toilet, and I just start cracking up laughing, and you can hear people thinking, "What the fuck is he laughing at in the toilet by himself, like a fucking weirdo?"
I never fucking read these ones properly because when I read that, I assumed that he was talking about her blowing her own doors off, like,
Oh, like
you know,
a
toys
solo
and
thing.
everywhere. Yeah, yeah. And then you were like, I don't know if I can handle the dudes. And I read it again. And I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Me and you, a lot of the time, me and you perceive the same email completely different sometimes, isn't it? It's weird.
Yeah. A few times that's come up on the episode as well because we don't plan anything.
Yeah,
But
we call it going behind the curtain. That's what it is, Dan. They're going behind the curtain. They're seeing the
there's no
producer
blooper
side.
reels. All the bloopers are in here, Jamie. But yeah. So you got 2 different options, me and Jamie. But I think you've hit gold there, mate. You've hit fucking gold.
Dan
So,
be all
you know,
up in
grab
that.
it on. I'd be fucking loving life.
Dan be hashtagging
Loving
OnlyFans
life.
on everything.
So I still, during lockdown, I still considered doing it myself. I was like, I wouldn't get enough money to keep it going. And then the tax man wants my penis is my business. The tax man ain't getting no money off that. No. But yeah. So thanks for emailing in. Love the question. Let us know how it goes. Obviously, it's the second time you've emailed in, so I'm sure you will let us know. But and if it doesn't, just send me the OnlyFans name.
You were a fucker.
So
I was waiting for that. I thought you might have sent that in the reply. I looked in your reply to see if you asked for it.
No, I didn't. No, that's rude.
Is
So
it? You just asked for it.
Yeah, yeah. Because I said if it doesn't work out, I'm not gonna be like, oh mate, that's me asking like if I want to see his penis if he joins in with her.
Yeah,
no, only
that's true.
if you knock it in the head,
Yeah.
just drop me a little tag with her name in it, and I'll have a look.
And if you're lucky, Dan will send you a dick pic over email.
Anyone wants one, they're freely given. Right, so the next emailer in, he says, I'm a listener since day one. Saw you on the on Google Cast for your first episode. I didn't know we were on that.
Yeah. Do you remember? Well, you might not remember, but at the beginning, I struggled really hard to get us onto Google because this is boring for the listeners, but when you put a podcast onto Google, podcasts, that puts you on about 90 other sites.
Oh, does it?
Yes, but it's really hard to get onto it. So it took me ages to get onto it, and once I finally did, I was happy. But then I looked, and no one was listening from fucking any of them sites.
Well, we've got one here.
So
anyway.
we've got one, yeah. So I'm happy now.
So he said, I just wanted to say that since episode 1, you've come leaps and bounds for each episode. I personally agree. We get a little bit more comfortable. We get a little more listeners.
We always say we
going
don't
up.
want people to listen to their first episode for the first time, don't we?
Our first episode obviously has got the most views, and I just hate it. Like, please, if you tell someone to listen, get them to start from like episode 4 or something. just to cut the first few out. Just start from
exactly.
From deveining the Snickers.
There's a few one-liners in there, but we just ain't got the confidence at that point, I think.
No, we were doing all the reading out news articles and talking about, which was okay, I guess, but I prefer doing it this way. So he says he's got a similar Halloween story. I was made to wear a balaclava mask a few times by my ex-girlfriend, and she once called me Rich, which was her ex-boyfriend, so I couldn't get over it at the time. So I had to kick that to the curb later to find out she did the same thing with a fella after me. That's pretty weird.
That is weird. That's
Yeah.
nearly as weird as Captain America.
To cover your face, yeah, and then call you the name of the ex. She obviously isn't.
She's like
over it.
thinking about fucking that ex.
Yeah. So I agree. I would have kicked it to the curb as well. If the
Dan, this is why you always end up in bad situations.
Yeah, anyway, we'll skip over that. I won't go what I was going to say. My question is pretty innocent compared to your normal lark. We'll go. There's an obvious email later on.
I would class us as a smutty podcast.
Spicy. The thing now is spicy, Jamie. I'm a baker. I just started an online baking business in Sussex on Just Eat. I'm wondering what your guys' favourite pastry is, or baked goods, and then he asked if we're willing to receive any freebies. Of course, we're allowed to have freebies any day of the week. If it comes up, I was looking into getting a PO box. It's not worth it for if it's not going to be used, but yes, if people would like to send us freebies or anything they want promoted on the podcast, I'll have a freebie any day of the week.
It might be worth, if you guys think there's something that you want to send us or anything like that, please let us know, because then we'll know whether it's worth setting up something.
Yeah. We'll have like a little beginning bit of opening mail and stuff. But then I was thinking to myself, it would annoy me because we'd have to have 2 PO boxes, and if you got more than I did, I'd get annoyed.
What if I started getting roses from women, Dan? You'd be starting.
Yeah,
well
exactly.
upset.
You've already started getting bloody compliments from women, and I'm expected to kiss you. Where's my fucking stuff?
I thought that was quite a platonic thing. It's yet to come anyway,
well,
so
that's
we'll see what
another
the listeners
thing.
think. But
That's another thing of us reading it differently.
yeah,
I read it as, well, we'll get to that when it comes up. We'll talk about that. Go on then, Jane. What's your favourite pastry or baked? We'll do pastry and baked goods.
pastry. Ooh. I am partial to like a pan of chocolate. Like a pan of chocolate is. I feel as though when we worked in co-op, they were like so easy access. I'd just fucking go past and have one. Do you know what I mean? I remember when Charlotte and mine's first Christmas together, we bought a load of frozen ones straight out of the bakery in co-op.
Oh, yeah.
And then cooked them at my mum's house, and it just ended up being a gorging session between the whole family. And no one ate Christmas dinner in it. My mum was fucking well upset.
Fucking hell.
But I think my favourite would probably be a cinnamon swirl pastry wise. Does that count as a pastry?
Yeah. It's difficult for me now because I can't have dairy, and pastries are basically made with butter. Lots and lots and lots of butter. Obviously, if you're going to send me something for free, I'll fucking eat it. I don't care what's in it. But I used to love the vanilla crowns.
Oh yeah, that's like super dairy as well. You can't.
Yeah. So that's like it's like a croissant shaped like in a circle with like vanilla custard put in the middle. That's absolutely banging. And you can't beat a fucking donut.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A fucking jam donut. I do like a good custard donut actually. Like the ones in the co-op.
I was about to say I prefer anything custard, anything with custard on it, to be honest. But I don't know. I'm constantly watching my weight in it, so it's so long since I had anything like that.
When I was in Canada, they've got like a supermarket called Farm Boy, and they had some vegan stuff, and I managed to get plant-based croissants, and they were pretty banging.
Oh really?
Yeah, and you know, like the pecan plat things, they did them, but they had like cherry filling in them. They're pretty good as well.
I might enjoy them with cherry filling because I hated them.
Yeah.
Do you know when you used to go into that bakery hungover? Yeah. I used to cover a few Sunday mornings in that bakery, and I was hungover, and I'd be cooking away, and all the bread smells amazing when you're hungover. As soon as you whack a pecan pan into that fucking thing, yeah, the smell of the maple syrup and all that just starts making you feel sick. And I just remember sitting on the end of the... Because it was like aluminium benches, wasn't it? So you'd be like sitting on the end of the bench, and I'd just be sitting with my head down going, please just finish cooking so I can get you out of the fucking room. It was fucking awful. The smell of them was horrible.
Oh, nasty! I love all that. That was the best thing about being the baker, is the smell of fucking doodads. Right, so next one. He says, I recently got a proposal for sex with no strings from a long-time friend. Sorry, he missed the thing there. She wants me to get with her and her boyfriend, as they are wanting to try the swinger scene. Of course, this sounds amazing. Why would it not, right? Well, she says I have to let her boyfriend get fully involved with me and not just high fives over a spit roast kind of deal. We have been friends for around 15 years and never had more than a drunken kiss. I don't want to ruin the friendship, and I also don't know how I feel about another guy sexually. How do you approach this? I know you both are open-minded guys, lol. P.S. You guys are too savage for what you did to Paul Tuxedo. See? Fucking Tuxedo. That's going to come back to fucking haunt me. You've got this great catchphrase, it's all about dick money, and I'm a fucking cat killer. That's what I'm taking from that. Anyway, that's quite a fucking proposition.
She wants to fuck you.
Yeah, but the boyfriend's saying he knows. Okay, they said that they wanted to start the singer scene, but she's obviously like, I want to bang him, and he's like, not unless I get involved, knowing that he won't do it.
Yeah, that's 100% what's going on.
Yeah, that's right. And it would absolutely backfire if it was me. Nah, I don't know if I could do it. She would have to be like smoking red hot. If it was a complete stranger, I would probably, you know what I mean, if like a really hot woman in a bar came up to me and I was hammered and was like, I want to have sex, and so is my boyfriend or whatever, I'd probably be like more inclined to be like, yeah, right then.
Would you let him suck your dick in that?
If I say this now, it's going to ruin the comedic effect for the next email.
Well, would you let him do more than high fiving?
Probably, yeah. The silence says it all, Jamie. Yeah, I'm too old now, man. Like, back in the day, I probably would have said no, but I ain't getting any younger.
That's what I was literally about to say.
I mean,
your response to me when we were texting about it, and you just go to me, I'm too old now, Jamie. I don't worry about things like that. I was just like, fuck that, Dan. Fuck that. Fuck that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd probably never see him again, and if I didn't have the podcast, no one would know about it. But obviously, if it happened now, I would have to tell everyone about it because it'd be fucking funny, wouldn't it? But
there's someone
I don't think there's
that we both know.
What's that?
This could be the first time I told you this. I don't know whether I told you this while I was drunk. There's someone that we both know that has offered me a threesome.
Oh no, you haven't told me that before.
It was a guy we worked with very briefly.
Right.
And he said that me and you actually both went to a party at his house. And he had a long-term girlfriend, and he said he wanted me to sleep with him and his girlfriend, but he didn't mention any more than me being there. And that freaked me out enough. I don't know. I don't know whether I'm just weird. Maybe I'm a prude. Maybe I am a prude.
No, because unless, like, I, for a while, did think I was bi, so that's probably why I have a little bit of, like... And I'm fucked up and
I just
massive
feel
ball
as though if
bag.
I'm not getting 100% attention, and I'm gonna be like standing there like upset, and I don't know whether that I would be able to maintain the manhood if I'm like in a bad
I
headspace. Do you know what I mean?
I always like yeah, like it's hard to divvy it up, right? Like who gets? I suppose everyone's supposed to get equal attention, but obviously I'm more inclined to give the woman attention. You know what I mean? Why? I mean, you sort of try and lead it that way, right? Like,
Well, that's
like you
basically
said
what's
yes, but you're
happening.
trying to.
Basically, I think we've hit it on the head. I think she's said to him, "I want to sleep with people together."
Yeah,
She's picked you because she wants to fuck you, and she wants to get away with fucking you.
yeah,
And she thinks in there's two ways that it could go for her in her head. She thinks she can have a friend that she's got with benefits and her boyfriend, and it will start off both of them having sex with you, and it will end up you just having sex with her on the side. That's what will end up happening.
Mm. I think if you're gonna do the swingers thing, the best thing for that is to jump in head first. Because why would you test it out on a mate and potentially ruin the whole thing?
If you,
But like I said,
go on.
I was just gonna say, like I said to you, like if that got proposed to me and I did it, I wouldn't be running to anyone telling them if I didn't enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Do you know what?
So it just seems weird that they've.
If I was to decide that I want to start swinging or whatever, I would go to like a swingers club where they're all randoms. There's no emotional attachment.
That's what I mean. Why would you don't test it on friends if you want to? That's what made me come to that conclusion. We both could be completely wrong, and she could actually be. But like the good thing about the swingers club, because I've looked into it before, is that if you go, you don't have to do anything.
But you're just there.
Yeah, you can go there and you can do like not do anything and just like have drinks and that, or you can do yourself or whatever, or you can like it's all
Open.
consensual, right? Yeah.
That's weird.
So why wouldn't they just do it?
Because she wants to fuck this guy. That's why. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's why. So yeah, there's no getting around it really. If he has to get involved, you can either. That's what I mean. If she's fucking smoking hot, and you've got nothing on the cards, and every guy, no matter if even if you're not gay or anything, you have some sort of like that guy's attractive. Like I can look at like Ryan Reynolds and go, that's an attractive guy.
Yeah. But
You know what I
there's
mean?
no.
So
I
if they're
don't
both-
think. Do you know why I don't think I could bring myself to it? I think, like with women, like it's all nice and there's no hair. Like like the hair.
Yeah,
would just throw me the
hair.
fuck off. I just wouldn't be able to deal with it.
We've had this discussion before because I said to you, if a woman turned to me and was like, I can't handle like I'm getting hair on my shoulders, you have to get it removed. I'd be like, I completely fucking understand. I'll get right on it, and I'd go remove it.
Yeah.
Because I'm the same. That's the thing. Like I couldn't handle if a guy's got like a massive beard. I'm like, no, I don't want that rubbing on my face.
Or like
But power to women that deal with it.
I don't think I could deal with it. I think, as I said, I'm a selfish person. I am a very selfish person as well. So when it comes to, like not getting the full attention, I don't know whether I'd be able to handle that. And you're the outsider on a relationship. It's like when you hear about all these, like Will Smith's daughter's just come out as, what is the thing where polyamorous? Will Smith's daughter's just come out as polyamorous, yeah? So that's where you have
Is that
multiple
the one where
partners and then everyone's like together and
partners.
sleeping together and all that shit. And there's always like a base couple in these polyamorous relationships. And then like everyone else is add-ons. But then when it comes to it, that base couple is still going to stay together and you were essentially a sex toy. So it depends how you feel about it. I don't know. I feel as though this woman wants to have sex with you, and she's bringing the boyfriend along for the ride because she doesn't want to cheat on him. She wants the best of both
he's
worlds.
gone
Again,
if you
another
want
person wanting the best
I've
of
got
both worlds.
That's what boys are. You know what I mean? They just want everything.
Mm.
Engorge themselves in everyone's bodies. Yeah, like I said, there's no two ways about it. It's either you're happy with you can get over it and you can do it. But I'm like, say if they're both attractive people, I think that's the first thing people say, right? If you were like blah blah blah, they'd be like, oh, what they look like.
Yeah, if he's like an obese
And if
guy
you-
standing there with a Metallica t-shirt and a ponytail, you're not gonna want to fuck him, are you? At the end of the day,
No, and then everyone's going to take the piss for it. But if you were like, I've had a threesome and one was a guy, and they were like, what, were they hot? And you were like, yeah. They were like, nice. A threesome's a threesome. I don't care if like you have to get involved with a guy or something. That's a pretty epic fucking thing. Even you know what I mean,
it's a bucket list thing.
Always been.
It is a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
But as I said, I think you just have to be like whether you can handle it is up to you, because I don't think I could, no matter what the situation was. Even if I had nothing to do with him, I don't even think I could deal with it. And I think that's just me being a selfish person. I don't even think it's that I'll be weird about us being naked in the same room. It's more about the fact that I feel as though she'd be enjoying him more than me, and that'll be it for me. That'll be it. I'll be turned off. Do you know what I mean?
I would just go and get myself sorted out, and then I'd be like, thanks very much. And just leave.
See you later.
You can carry on, fella. Yeah.
Just leave a postcard.
Yeah. Just going to the toilet. Why are you taking your clothes with you? Oh, it's a bit cold, isn't it? Out the door. All these emails, obviously, please let us know what happens, because we like to know, and so do the listeners. So
we've had some
if you
good
do
feedback this week, and I really enjoyed hearing back from people.
If you do the threesome, please let us know. Right, so that one's done. Was that one? Yeah. Next. Ooh, we have a female listener. So she says, English is my second language, so please don't take offence if she's misspelled. You spell better than I read and spell, so you're okay, don't worry about it. She says, I enjoy the podcast a lot. I like how Jamie talks about himself in the third person, which I'd never have ever noticed.
Neither have I. Have I done it today?
No. I don't know. Have you?
I don't know.
See, that's what I mean. I don't pick up on that. I've known you for so long now. I don't think I'd ever.
I know when I talk about, I say, if I'm talking about when I was drunk, I say drunk Jamie did this, drunk Jamie did that, but I've never noticed anything other than that.
Make it acceptable for yourself. And I like how far Daniel tries to push him with raunchy subjects. That's all I want. I just want that silence, and then you just go, Dan.
That's basically our friendship, Dan. Is you push me over the edge, and then I have to bring you back over.
I must say I agree with a lot of the advice you boys give, so I'd like to try my own luck. I'm due to go home this year for Christmas, and my mother has told the whole village, it seems. A guy I dated got in touch and wanted to meet back up while I was there. I did like this guy, and I do not want more than something casual, as I will not be staying there long. I don't do long distances, as I enjoy sex too much. Appreciate that, so do I. Do I go with a flow, set out expectations, or just ignore him entirely? To make things more complicated, I'm also dating a young lady here, and she gives great oral, but she is too boring other than that. Should I just break it off with her, as we do not have anything else than sexual chemistry, and pursue the man back home? And this is what I do hope you enjoy your holiday, Daniel. Please give Jamie a kiss from me when you get back, and see him next week.
Where's my kiss, Dan?
You ain't getting one. I'm sick and tired of everyone giving you attention, Jamie. You ain't getting one. She said she might need advice in the future. I did email her back. That's fine. Another one. Greedy people. All you boys out there loving a bit of everything. What a situation you got yourself in.
Worlds, Dan. As I said before.
And that's what I want, but I'm just can't get over that last step, Jamie.
You just can't get over the dick, Dan. That dick
just
hump.
Can't do it. It takes a special person to put that old meaty sausage in front of you. The second thing about the woman, great orals. This is what I think. I'm not being biased or anything, but to me, lesbianism seems a bit boring without the penis. Obviously, you got the strap on and stuff like that, but it is mostly orals and like hands and things.
I do struggle. Like, I don't know whether it's my naivety. Like, this is 2022, isn't it? There must be something going on. But
oh yeah, there's probably loads of stuff. But whenever you look at it, it's always like we've discussed. I don't understand.
Oh, on porn, on porn, it's fucking boring. I'm telling you now. It's almost like watching it. It's like this is going to be a statement of the episode. Yeah. Lesbian porn is like the Downton Abbey of the porn world. It is boring as fuck. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
You may as well have...
Unless there's someone out there that gives me a header and says, Dan, look at, something. Give me a title to look at Pornhub and try and change my mind. But I agree.
Because even when they're ploughing away with the strap-on on, you can see the other woman that's ploughing away. She ain't enjoying nothing. She don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, no, I don't understand how that worked. I assumed at first that there was something on the inside of the strap-on for her as well, but there isn't.
Is it not?
It's just her, it's just her naive, bashing away.
I feel like a nun or something. Like, I don't know any of this shit. I thought there was like a little thing in there that makes the woman feel it as well.
I don't know. It's not like I said. If there's anyone out there, any sex experts out there,
yeah, we don't mind being enlightened on the ways of the lesbians.
Yeah, please.
And we're definitely not against lesbians either. Just to let everyone know,
oh no, not at all.
We love lesbians.
Let's put it this way then: if you were with a woman and all she was good at was blowjobs, would you stay with her?
Would I?
Yeah. Like, you had nothing in common. Like, it was boring as fuck, but she gave like amazingly good blowjobs.
She would get 6 months.
Oh yeah, that's longer than I would give her.
She'd get 6 months, and like normally when you realise the girl's mental, you leave. But if she's boring, she'd get 6 months just because of the head game.
Yeah, I'd give you that. So,
because I'd be trying to pull personality out of her, thinking she needs to come out of her shell, thinking there's got to be something.
Yeah,
in
you're
there.
giving her a chance.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that. But then this guy as well. What I would do is I would leave the woman, and then I would say to the guy, "I'm only over for a short time.
Get that dick.
I'm happy to meet up. Yeah, and do whatever. But once I've come home, that's it. I'm not doing long distance. And if he says no, then go home and enjoy your holiday with your family, and then come back. And that's the thing. If you like men and women, when you get back, you'll be able to find someone. No worries.
Or in the spirit of the previous question, be honest with everyone and tell her you're going back home and you're gonna fuck this fella anyway. And see how she deals with it. If she's okay with you going on and having a break, because she's probably going to go and fuck someone else anyway. So then you could just come home and then you've got instant oral sex.
Yeah.
And then
actually,
and then you can deal with whatever after that.
Yeah, because if you tell her and she's like, "No, you're not. You're breaking up anyway." But if she's like, "Oh, okay, you're going on holiday," and then you come back and you got even more, yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Unless they're that boring of a person that you can't deal with being around them. Because I have been on dates with people that have borne the arse off me, and I can't wait to go home. I'm literally sitting and looking at them, and every time they speak, like I met up with. This sounds absolutely fucking terrible, but I met up with a girl from back on MSN, back in the fucking early noughties. Yeah, I met up with a girl, and she had a speech impediment, and it was only ever so slight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't bothered by the speech impediment. I've been on the phone to her loads of times. It didn't bother me. And she was really, like, we had long conversations on the phone. It seemed really good. Met up with her in person, boring as fuck, innit? Like, you couldn't, like, you wouldn't get blood out of a stone. I may as well have been sitting on the bench with a fucking, like, owl or something. That's how boring she was. And I just remember every time she stuttered, I was like, that's time for me to go home. That's enough time for me to go home. It just become like a new thing for me to go home. And it's probably anxiety. Now I look back on it, it's probably anxiety back then for her. But I wish you all the best, but you were boring.
At least you wished her well. Nah, I would go with Jamie's. Just be open and say you've been propositioned. If she can't handle with it, you've got rid of her already. Go do whatever you want with him. But yeah, don't.
Do not stay back home.
If you're coming, yeah.
Either. If you enjoy your life in wherever you, where are they? They're in the US.
They didn't say. They didn't say. But like, for me, if a girl was coming back and I reached out, it's because I wanted more. So, make sure to tell him if we meet up and anything happens, it's purely just for now, not to lead him along, and it's an okay from us.
Because unfortunately, ladies, women, not all women, but a lot of girls have a knack of leading guys on, because guys are just like herd animals. They just like keep following you until you tell them to fuck off, basically.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So this he emailed us about the neighbour that was getting jollies on while the man was at work.
Oh, she was getting like railed by like 4 blokes.
Yeah. At the middle of the night, and it was keeping him awake.
I wonder.
He says,
go on.
I ended up not saying anything to the neighbour because I don't like confrontation, but I felt you guys' reaction was hilarious. I've been working on and off for builders for the past year, and he's always late to pay me every week. I have to remind them, but this week they paid me twice by mistake. Do you think I should say anything, or should I just keep my mouth shut and accept the winnings? He gives us a story, but we'll deal with this question first.
100%. Keep it.
Keep it.
100%.
I would keep it, but put it to one side in case they ask about it.
Yeah, that's a good
and then
idea.
You could be like,
I never thought of that.
Because I worked for a baker's, and he paid cash, and the woman that was dealing with, because there was a woman that worked there for fucking ages, and she was fiddling, but she gave me too much money. She did that. She paid me twice, and I took it back to him, and I was like, I think I've been overpaid. And instead of him saying, thanks very much, or here's a tenner out of it, or whatever, like, he said to me, I would have found out eventually. And I thought to myself, you slimy fucking prick. So if they've made the fucking mistake and they're constantly paying you fucking wrong, hold on to it for a good couple months.
Yeah.
And if they bring it up, give it back. But otherwise, it's fucking free game, mate. Fucking hold on to it. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
They ain't going to give you a little fucking present.
I worked for a cash place briefly in between co-op and what I'm doing now. And when I was there, when the new £20 notes were coming out, like the plastic £20 notes, they did this thing where I was having to change the cassettes that go inside of a cash point. Yeah.
Right.
So I was changing all the inners to go with the new like size of the money, and I was doing loads of that, and then there was a cassette in front of me. I opened it up, there was like 40 grand in the cassette. Yeah.
Right.
And then they goes to me, well, they didn't say nothing, it's just me and one other fella. changing all the cassettes over, because that was our first like job in the place. So we was doing that, and then the 40 grand sitting there, and obviously you sit there and you contemplate it. And I was like, do I take that? Because obviously they've obviously missed it in my head, or is this a test that they're testing me to see whether I'm because obviously you're going to be dealing with millions of pounds a day in this cash job. They're seeing whether you're willing to take money. So I took it all out with the cassette. I went up the stairs with it into the office and put it on the table. And it was like, there's 40 grand sitting, because it was like 4 10 grand like note things, bundles. And I put it on the table, and the people in the office didn't give a fuck. They did not even give literally did not give a fuck that I put it down in that at all. And I remember walking down the stairs thinking, I should have fucking just took that. I should have just took that. And if they sacked me, what could they have done? I would have denied everything. I would have been denying everything to that. I would be in prison right now denying it all.
Nah, normally they just fucking sack you and then they just accept the loss.
But the same place did something very similar to me. They paid me twice that month. After that had happened, that test had happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, yeah, I'll accept the double pay.
Yeah,
I'll keep that.
Yeah, no, fucking hold on to it.
It was only like 800 quid or something, because I was on like some kind of probation period. But
oh, fuck probation, man. So he's got an embarrassing story, which I thought this was fucking dynamite. So he says, when I was dating last year, I managed to get to a fit as fuck to date my donkey-looking self. And on the 4th and 5th date, we booked ourselves a hotel for the night. We had a great night. It sounded like werewolves, like a werewolf's kennel. Never heard that expression before. But the middle of the night, I was desperate for the toilet. The lamb bunner came through me quicker than a hot knife through butter. I did what I can only describe as a Yule log, and it was too much to flush. I didn't want to overdo it, so I wrapped it up in toilet paper and told the girl I was going for a smoke, and I was planning to throw it down the parking lot.
Fucking
While you go out and
diabolical.
just
That
throw
is
shit in the parking
diabolical, isn't it? You should be ashamed of yourself.
She asked to come with me, so I reluctantly did, as what else could I say? I took the Yule... Oh, he's referring to his shit as a Yule log now. I took the Yule log, put it in my sock, and proceeded downstairs thinking I'd figure out a way to throw it when I could. We ended up messing around downstairs, and my shit fell out of my sock as I was standing to the side and she saw it. She asked what it was, and what on God's green earth do I say? I told her the truth, and she acted okay about it, but when I woke up the next morning, she had left me a text saying that she couldn't get over the situation of the shit in my sock and couldn't see me again. Unfortunately, I saw her a few weeks later on a pub crawl, and she had clearly told all of her friendship group, as I was known as Shitty Pants for the whole evening. But guess what? We're engaged now. How this is a fucking master with a silver tongue. How he managed to wiggle his way back in after falling a shit out of his pocket.
I'm telling you now, yeah, he must have some penis on him. He must have some penis on him. There's no way.
I thought that was fucking brilliant. Why would you take it out? I was thinking at work, there's so many different things you could do. You could, if there's a cistern on the back of the toilet, you could have put it in there and left it for the cleaners. You could have
I suppose it might be boxed in though. A lot of places now are just like a wall, innit? It's like a wall.
Yeah. But you could have like mashed it up with something in the. This is a hotel room. You can do what the fuck you want. Mash it up with something in the bathroom and flush it. Then
do you know what I would have done?
Wrap it up and just stick it somewhere in the bathroom. What would you do?
I would have put it in the kettle. Because you're having a one night stand. You're not gonna be having a cup of tea in the morning. Put it in the kettle. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, but what if she's like laying in bed and you come out and you open the kettle and she goes, "Oh, you making a cup of tea? I'll have one."
I'll just throw it back down the back of the wardrobe. And then when she starts complaining about the smell, I'll be like, oh, there must be a dead rat or something in the room. I'll be like going around sniffing, just completely playing stupid. Do you know what I mean?
What a fucking situation! I swear to God, I've never heard anything like that in my life.
Like, I tell you what, that is a story of a trapped man. He did not know what to do with that poo. Because if that was me, I don't. Well, no, if that was me, yeah, I would not be able to. Like, no. I would have wrapped it up. There's no way. I would have flushed the toilet 19 times. I would have not come out the toilet until it flushed.
Yeah. That's what I mean. You just mash it up a bit if it's too big. What kind of fucking third world toilet is this that it's not going to take a fucking log down it?
Mate, you don't know. Well,
even like bit by bit.
We don't know where he is, do we? Is he in the UK? If he was in the travel lodge, they're
know.
pretty fucking dodgy, bruv.
Fucking brilliant. Right, so this is another previous listener. So he messaged in. He got a promotion at work, and he felt like people were off with him. He says, "I always enjoy you on a Monday morning. Hope you're both well. I love seeing Dan enjoying his food and beers in Canada. Thank you." After Jamie was giving me shit earlier, just a quick thank you for the advice. I feel a lot of anxiety I had was due to me. I had talked to the gents and they feel no hard feelings against me. So thank you for helping me to pluck up the courage. You're welcome. And he has another question. I've been talking to a girl from the next country over and she seems really nice and really seems to be into me. It's been 2 months and every time we're due to meet up, something comes up and she cancels last second. Last Thursday I managed to get her to agree to meet me for a spot of bowling. It takes around an hour and a half to get to the bowling alley in her town on the bus, as I don't have a car at the moment. I sat and waited on the bench outside the establishment for around an hour, and there was no sign of her. I left after being so embarrassed, as I had got her some flowers and chocolates, and felt like a total moron sitting there all that time. She's messaged me and apologised to me, but I'm not sure whether I can trust her again. It cost me 50 quid for the flowers and end up throwing them away. I feel like she's just going to do it again. Do I give her one last chance or do I call it a day? This is what you were talking about, the catfishing.
Yeah, I feel bad for this guy. Like, I really feel bad for this guy. I've never been in a situation where someone's physically stood me up. So that would throw me off, first of all. Second of all,
I have.
This person's cancelled on you a few times. And just go and watch Catfish, man. Honestly. Like, I feel as though they're cancelling last minute because they don't want you to see what they look like.
Give us her details and we'll catfish her for her. We'll fucking go on the hunt.
We'll do
Fuck that UK catfish. We'll do it.
Call me Neve. Call me the new Neve, yeah? And we'll go and find her. And I'll turn up at her house and I'll just like... Do you know where they have the little cameras? I'll just keep putting that little camera in Dan's face, yeah? And I'll just be like, Dan, how do you feel about how she looks? Dan, how... When she turns out and she's like a 40-stone rhino or something, like coming out of the house, do you know what I mean? That's
I'll
probably...
be like, you owe my boy £50 for flowers. That's what you do.
Yeah, £50. Like, you went all out on them flowers. I feel as though that's quite a lot of money to spend on a bouquet for someone that you're meeting for the first time.
Yeah, £10 most.
Yeah, you done well. End of the day, she's not worth it, I don't think. Charlotte had a very different perception on this than I did, which I will voice. Because my official verdict on it is she's mugging you off. Whether she's catfishing you or not, she's mugging you off. Move on to the next one. Yeah. That's my official verdict. But Charlotte's verdict is, if like when she was dating back in the day, she felt as though it was weird when she hadn't met that person. So she would always like find ways to cancel last minute because she would be freaking out that the person wouldn't like what she looked like, or that it would be like a rapey old guy rather than the person that she essentially thought she would be getting catfished. So she just avoided that situation. And when she did go, she'd get like friends to go and like scope the boy out first before she actually went over. So that's like a bit more of a woman's perception on it. I think guys tend to put themselves out there a bit more, and girls are very guarded because obviously it's a lot more dangerous to be a woman nowadays, isn't it? Especially with fucking Jeffrey Dahmer type-esque people going around.
Yeah. I mean, there's things around that, right? Like, you got, like, video calling and stuff like that until she gets comfortable.
I feel as though a bowling alley is public enough. Don't you?
Yeah. There's nothing that's going to happen at a fucking bowling alley. But I've had this when I was... I'm not going to say much when I was a bit younger, because I'm quite young now anyway. Jamie, fuck you. And
you're the one saying you're getting older, Dan, not me.
So I was talking to a girl. The only thing that's getting older is my dignity. Yeah, when I was I don't know what I was 18, 19. I was talking to a girl in Birmingham. So that's like, I didn't drive it at all. So it's a good sort of like 2 hours journey. So we were talking for ages, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'll come up to Birmingham and see you. So I got on the coach, and it was cheaper for me to book it, not an open, to book a time. So I booked the earliest and I booked the latest to come home. So I got on the fucking coach, went all the way up to Birmingham. When I got there, she wasn't answering her phone.
Fuck me.
So I spent the whole day in Birmingham. There was two cinemas, weirdly, I don't know why, there's two cinemas, one on either side of the road. So I went to watch a film in one, went over to the other one, and then went back to it. Didn't look like I was just spending the entire day at the cinema. And then I got on the bus and I come home. And then she did the same thing. She was like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, a month went by, and I was like, okay, I'll come up to Birmingham again to see you. And the day I was supposed to go up, I messaged her and I was like, are you definitely turning up? She didn't reply, so I didn't get on the fucking coach. And I left it at that. But a couple of years later, she popped up, strange enough, I don't know how. She popped up on my Facebook, and I spoke to her and stuff like that. So there was no like hard feelings, but it's bullshit, man. Like, if you've got to travel all that way and they don't turn up, no, because you're not going to do it again. Don't make yourself a fucking mug.
No.
Getting on the bus for another hour. If anything, she should fucking come to you this time.
Yeah, that's the agreement me and Shot, because obviously mine was so like black and Charlotte's like so white as regards to like the decisions, and I said, if anything, if you do give this girl another chance and you do feel as though she is genuine, she has to come to you this time. Not to your house, obviously, because you're not a fucking serial killer, but like meet up with her in a local coffee shop, meet up with her in a local bar, and see whether this person is genuine and wants to see you. If you're going 10 minutes from your house, it's different from going fucking 2 hours away, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because an hour, like, he had to wait there to make sure she wasn't like late.
And if I'm honest,
if you're 10 minutes down the road,
I would be a little bitchy. Let her wait 15 minutes. Sit in the car.
yeah, like, look at her, be like, see her, and then just sit there and make her wait, and she's thinking you haven't turned up.
That is.
But yeah, like, it's her.
Literally how bitchy I am, but I would do that.
Yeah, like, there's no reason for you to go all that way up again. If she's interested, make her come to you. It's only fucking fair. That's what I say. Otherwise, just tell her you're not interested.
I went to meet a girl. This is like, my mum would be fuming if she found out the truth about this. Yeah, I met a girl in Habbo Hotel. Do you remember Habbo Hotel?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I could have been raped, to be honest. I met a girl in Habbo Hotel. I told Mum that I knew her from Luton and she moved to Wolverhampton. and she was called Charlotte as well, weirdly. And I think I was about 15, 16 maybe. I might have been 17, slightly older. And I said to Mum, I know her already. I just want to go up and see her for the day. I'm going to go and meet her in Wolverhampton Centre. So I went on the train. My mum paid for me to go up on the train. And when I arrived, it was like 4 girls all together. And Charlotte said that's what girls do. They get, like, they meet up with you in a group because so they know that you're not like a pedo or something. So then I was like, right. And like we had a good day together and all that stuff. And I thought if I come all the way up, I'd at least get a kiss off her. She tried to kiss me, but she clearly had never kissed anyone before, and it was like super awkward. And then we ended up smoking a load of weed, and then I come home on the train, and I remember falling asleep on the train. I woke up in fucking Milton Keynes, innit? But yeah, the point I was trying to make was, it does work out sometimes travelling for people, but I don't know. I feel as though you're being catfished, and I don't want one of our listeners to be hurt. It sounds weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, that's what we're doing, man. We're fucking looking out for him, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, like I said, don't, unless she's willing to come to you, just nip it in, man. Don't fucking do it. You are the gentleman, and she was the one that abandoned you.
There's a million women on this earth that would love to be greeted with flowers and fucking chocolates or whatever. You just need to meet that person.
Men don't do that anymore. I don't do that because it annoys me having to hold things.
It feels like it makes it awkward as well. Yeah. Well, obviously I'm so far out the game, Dan. I don't know what to do. How would you greet? If you was on a first date, how would you greet the girl? Would you hug her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Not much has changed.
You got to have that physical contact.
Not much has changed.
No, yeah. You don't fucking shake their hand. That's a bit weird. Give them a hug. Right, we got our last. I'm so glad this is the last email because this is a fucking belter one and it made me laugh so hard. So, this guy says, with the living crisis at the moment, I've taken up being an Uber driver on evenings and weekends. Hearing Jamie's chicken nugget story made me giggle. Sorry, I don't know why I put giggle. That's a bit weird. I wanted to hear your thoughts. Since starting Uber on the 26th of September, this guy
is very specific.
I would love if he ended up being your Uber driver.
Cause do you know what? Do you know how it started? When this email started, when I started to read it, I thought it's the chicken nugget man. I thought this cunt is the guy. This cunt. I shouldn't say that.
He's come back to find you.
Yeah, he's come back to find me, and he's going to try and charge me a couple of quid.
So he says, I've had 3 separate occasions of someone being sick in the car. I've had a lady wetting herself while in a dress, then cried when I asked her to leave the car. I had a cat weeing on my back seat as the drunk owner let it out of the box. Why you would have your cat with you when you're getting pissed, I don't know. And had not once but twice 2 different men offering to either have sex or give me a blowjob. The second one was very strange. He went the entire journey with me from Heathrow to Birmingham, and we had a good chat. He was evidently gay, which I don't mind or judge, but I am straight, married, and have 4 kids. I'm sorry, that's just not my bag. Once we made it to the apartment building, he asked me to park in the underground parking of his building, so he could use the lift. And then he grabs my crotch and says, "I don't mind giving you a quick sloppy glock glock." Not the term I've heard. I haven't heard that
I've
either.
never heard that said in my life.
If you want it, that must be a term that they use. Safe to say, I was stunned. I turned down his kind offer and took the rest of the evening off as I was shocked. But the worst thing that ever happened to me The worst thing that had happened in Uber is a drunk lad spilled his entire curry on the back seat of my car, and it smelt like an Indian takeaway when the car heats up. Oh man, can you imagine it? Would you carry on this enterprise, or would you leave the Uber into the experts? I've never been so exhausted and drained from a job, and I don't see it getting any easier. I would also like to know what you guys would have done about the glop offering, and then he put in brackets Dan.
He knows. He knows.
Like he just assumed that I was going to say yes. That's what it is. That's what I was going to say. Disgusting. Of course I would say yes. Why would you not turn down a free fucking...
Oh, Jesus. I knew when he said it. I knew when he wrote, when I read it, I was like, he's 100% saying yes. 100% saying yes. Dirty bastard.
Shitty car all fucking evening, and some nice gentleman offers you a bit of relaxation. You never turn it down.
Is that how you describe it, Dan? Relaxation.
That's how. Yeah, of course it is. Every hole is a goal, Jamie. Every hole is a goal.
Good God.
That is one hell of a fucking job, isn't it? Having to deal with all of that.
But honestly, if that's what all Uber drivers are going through, like, we need to start like some kind of fucking like league for them or something. We need to start like start a charity up or something. Because if that's what they're all going through,
why on earth? Why have you got a fucking cat? When you get, what did you go down to the vet and then thought to yourself, oh, 1 second, I might go into my local?
Because there is Uber. Because I've looked into it myself. There's Uber Pet. But why are you getting wrecked with your cat in a box? What the where the fuck have you been?
I would not do any of that.
And why are all these men
but there must
proposition people for sex?
I'm not going to go into that, Jamie. It happens for women as well. Do you think men don't deserve this, Jamie? You know what I mean?
I've never been in a taxi thinking, I want to give him a fucking blowjob. Never.
No. Well, you're not that way inclined. I've heard of like mates and that they lock the doors and they're like, oh, give us your number. And they won't unlock the taxi doors until they write the number down and stuff like that. But that's just because they're creepy fucking bastards. But there must be a thing with Uber, like, well, you know, if you're sick or you damage someone's car, do they not charge you for that?
I think it's happened to me once. I think I did get charged. It didn't happen to me. Someone that was in the taxi. I think I got charged like 14 quid or something.
Oh, what, for like dry cleaning?
Yeah.
Because like if you do that in a taxi, like if you throw up or you do whatever, they make you pay extra. Then why isn't Uber any different? And Uber's better because they've already got your bank details.
Yeah, so they could just take it. When someone used to get back in the day when we used to go back home after nights out and someone gets sick in the taxi, you'd get the taxi to the closest alleyway to someone's house, and you'd fuck off down the alleyway. That's what you'd do. And you'd leave the taxi sitting there, no fare at all, let alone his normal fare.
Fucking hell. No, I just think... Sorry, that's my...
Joe
back from holiday.
The graveyard in Stopsley. That used to be my go-to. I used to get a taxi back from Luton Town, yeah? I'd be like, oh yeah, just stop off by the Tesco's. And then he'd be like, okay. And then I'd stop him on that side of the road, just before the Tesco's, where that alleyway is. And then, as soon as he stopped, I'd be out the door and gone down the alleyway. I'll be in my house before he's even closed the door, do you know what I mean? Never got caught once, done it hundreds of times. Probably hundreds of times.
Yeah, no, because they do all different services now. They got like Uber Black or whatever, or Uber Elite.
Uber I told you about my Uber Comfort trip, didn't I?
Yeah. So I just think... I don't think it's worth it. I mean...
No.
Yeah, you need the extra money, but that's a lot of fucking shit to
do. Do a night shift in Tesco's or something. Do a night shift in like a grocery store where you can listen to your own music and just deal with like life. You probably get paid better, and it would probably be more. I can imagine Uber probably is like massively inconsistent. I don't know why, but I can imagine it is.
I think it depends where you live, but like you could do Uber Eats.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, you could do the food side of things.
Yeah, yeah, Deliveroo, Just Eat.
I know on a personal
DoorDash is
level,
American, isn't it?
there's a lot of that going around. If you could deliver it.
Yeah, yeah. So I would switch to that. At least then all you're dealing with the people's food, but then you're not going to get any blowjob offers. I mean, weigh it up. I love doing stuff like that.
Fuck me. I wasn't expecting that.
I did that to you on the Halloween episode as well.
Thank fuck we didn't get no complaints about that because I was worried. But anyway.
Well, we bleeped it out.
No, I don't know. I don't know how they do it. To be honest, I would not be able to drive my own car thinking people are gonna get sick in it and shit. I don't know. I'm not good around drunk people when I'm sober. So to be in an enclosed environment, I think I'd end up in a court case. I'd be in a court case. I think within 2 weeks, I'll be in a court case. I would have fought someone over something.
I just have that image of like have you seen that porn thing, Fake Taxi?
Oh yeah, you're sitting in the front. She's like, I can't pay the fare.
And I'm like, oh, there we go. Oh, you can't do that Uber though because they prepay, don't they, before they get in?
Yeah, but she'll be like, oh, my card declined, and you just slap your dick on the fucking passenger seat.
I'll be like, give us your underwear and you get a free fare. And she's like, I'm not wearing any, and I'm like, sweet, I know what you're into. But yeah, no, I wouldn't fucking do it. Not unless you're absolutely fucking desperate, mate. Give that shit up.
There's a lot of other jobs out there, man. You could even like just be a server in like a fucking beefeater or something. Honestly.
Yeah, if you got to go home to 4 kids after dealing with shit like that, fuck no.
Weekends
Absolutely
and
not.
evenings, that's like, if you've got that time to give up to Uber, you've got that time to give up to like somewhere that will treat you a bit better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Not that Uber's a bad company, but I just think that being a taxi driver in general is a shit way of having to deal with things, isn't it?
What
Do you know,
was
it
it
would
on
take
that you
one
said?
mouthy little cunt in the back of my car and I'd batter him. And that would be me. Prison, 6 years.
Yeah, for sure, man. So we had a
This
follow
made me
up
happy,
email,
this one did.
but I can't remember the original email.
Which one?
He said about a bonus.
Yeah, so basically he was getting like a working bonus type thing. And well, that was due to come to his work, and he had a father-in-law that lived with him, and it was the choice between like putting in toilet facilities and stuff like that for him, or getting a new truck, and paying off his debts, and we kind of said like lean towards paying off your debts type of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So he said, an odd follow-up to the advice you gents gave. The bonus never came in, but my wife's van did die. It worked out well. Decent loan in an amazing newer van with every bell and whistle. As for the house, it sold and I made some money, just over $1,000. But payments are done and I no longer have to worry. Just following up and hoping you had a good few months.
Yeah, because that second thing about the house was about when he had bad tenants move into his house that was supposed to be his friends, and they destroyed the house.
Oh, and they fucked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
At least
now
he got a bit of
he's
money on
managed
it.
to get rid of it. He made a small profit, and there you go.
Oh, that's good. No, good on him. It's always good if you get the chance to pay your bills, even though a new TV or something seems fucking better, pay your fucking bills off. I was in debt most of my adult life until my granddad helped me out and got me out of it, and I've slept better ever since. So
It's amazing
your debt
what
off.
that kind of pressure puts on you, doesn't it?
Yeah. So if you get the extra money, don't go on holiday. Don't buy new shoes. Don't do any of that stuff because it's what's it worth? Pay your fucking debt off.
Be a free man.
Pay it off, Jamie. Yeah, pay it off. Because once you paid it off, your money's then your money. It's not going to anyone else. So pay it off. But we did it, Jamie. That's all the listeners that emailed in while I was on holiday. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. It was good to still get the input while I was away. It was nice.
It was nice to have the love, even though people knew that we weren't recording. It was nice.
Yeah, and all the feedback from the D&D was good. Let us know what you think about the script game that we did in the last episode, because I want to do it again, but Jamie wasn't given 100%.
Oh, you cheeky fucking bastard. You cheeky bastard.
We did get a comment from someone that knew the Scary Movie.
Yeah, the Scary Movie
thing.
thing.
Scary Movie 2.
I
Yeah.
decided to turn that into the thumbnail, and that was so difficult to find a thumbnail for. I regretted it instantly.
It took me ages to figure out what you were on about. I was like, what the fuck is the man in the freezer?
Is that what you forgot about it? Too many
Yeah,
in the
'cause
freezer. When you was getting me to touch your leg and shit. It was like hilarious at the end of the episode, but I just couldn't get a decent, like, I don't know. I should have put photoshopped our faces onto the characters' faces, maybe.
Yeah, that would have been pretty good actually. Yeah, there's still time to change, Jamie. You can still do it. Yeah, because I named the episode Office Romance is Dead, and Jamie's nickname is Magnum. That still cracks me up. And you're like, I gave her a Magnum and she fell asleep. I'm like, oh, is that what you call it, Jamie? Yeah,
that's all it takes, Dan. That's all it takes.
Tires are out. But so there is
She was
no
pissed off when I told her about that. She was fucking
That's right, I
pissed
made a
off.
TikTok of it as well. There is no Hope Has Got Talent this episode, because we actually have an interview with a previous artist that's now got a new song coming out. So after Jamie does his outro, you will then get that interview, and we hope you enjoy it because she's taken her time to come on. It's always good to hopefully this is the start of many musical acts that we get interviews with. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm going to let her introduce herself, but I'm going to pass it over to Jamie for his outro, and we'll catch you next time, guys. Keep emailing in.
Right, guys. As you know, this is the part of the show where I tell you what the moral of the story is. The moral story is we are more popular than we thought.
Jamie's a local celebrity, and
I
Dan
am a
is
local
still
celebrity. We also learned Dan's on the verge of sending a dick pic at any minute for anyone that wants it.
If I get more than 5 requests, I'm getting an OnlyFans, because no one it only is free for so long before I start charging. Tell it right now.
Exactly, yeah. If you can get that content in, Dan, I want to jump in on that as well. I'll send an occasional ball bag pic. But anyway, we appreciated the love, man. Like, honestly, it was 2 weeks plus of not recording. It felt like a long time for us, but we've appreciated the love all the way. Like, from then till now, we've had more feedback, more listens than we even imagined would happen. So we just really just keep doing what you're doing, guys. Like, subscribe. Don't worry if you've emailed in before. Just keep sending in the emails. We don't mind answering everything, as long as we're not inundated, which I don't think we will be anytime soon. But just keep sending it in, and it's 2mennohope@gmail.com, and I'll pass it to you, Dan.
No, you won't. No, you won't. What we will do is we'll pass it to future Dan and Jamie for No Hope Has Got Talent.
See, behind the curtain again, because that was me passing to future Dan, but Dan broke that up. Behind the curtain.
Where I have no hat on. For this episode, we've got Megan, who's been on the show previously. Episode 17, she was on with... What was your last song, sorry?
Always.
Always, that was it. And now you're back with another one. But I spoke about you before, but tell the people a bit about yourself.
Okay, yeah. So
they sort of remember who you were.
That's a big question. Bit about me. I'm a wee bit of everything. So I'm a mum. I've got a 2-year-old son. Part of the reason why I'm doing this is for him. Just to show him basically, no matter what life tells you, like you can still do whatever you want to do. Here I am on my own with a 2-year-old, working part-time, you know, to pay rent and all that kind of stuff, and I'm still doing it. Dropped out of college and all that, still somehow managed to jump back on the wagon. So pretty much to show him. Again, I'm a fast food worker. I've got a wee depressing story like all artists do, you know. That's where the kill yourself songs come from. But I have got another song coming out.
Okay.
And that's a happy song though.
What, the one you sent us, or a complete other one?
This one,
Oh,
this
okay.
one that's coming out. Yeah, I think Callum sent it. Yeah.
Yeah, the one we'll play at the end.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. So that's the one that's coming out next month, or this month now. Yeah.
So, how did you end up getting with Fennel Records then? How did that all come about?
Right. So Facebook has this wonderful thing called it's a page like musicians in Glasgow or musicians wanted in Glasgow or something. I put up my page on there and I had like 170 something like that. And Callum found me and he messaged me and he was like, "Oh, I've got a studio, blah blah blah." So in May, I was meeting up with these guys in a studio kind of on Paisley Road, and like it was all right. Like we all got along and stuff like that. So I was like, I'll kind of keep doing stuff like that. Met up with Callum the next day. Things just kicked off from there straight away. We actually wrote Sunday, like a week or two after we met up. Wrote Always as well. But obviously I was there to record songs that I'd already written, so that's the plan after Sunday to bring out some original Megan treatment for you.
Oh, okay. So have you got quite a lot of songs already written that
Man, yeah,
you're gonna record?
well into the double digits. I'd say I probably got like a decade worth of songs, so I'm here for a long time. I'll say that.
Oh, wow. So what have you been doing since you were on the show? You've been doing gigs and things, right?
Yeah. So Callum sorted out loads of places for us. The first one was the old hairdressers. That was in September, and then we went and done Ivory Blacks the month after that in October, and then the Salsa Bar they wanted us for a night. We done that. That was great. We done that as Knowledge, which is our band name. Me and Callum we decided for so that we don't have that grey area when we write songs together as you do when you're jamming in a studio. Like we've got a band to funnel those songs through. But that was fun. That was great. That gig. But yeah, just gigging, trying to make money.
Have you ever thought about how far down south have you gone, or are you thinking about coming down south and gigging down here a
Yeah,
bit?
do you know something? Callum's already kind of talking about getting us out to Manchester in January. So that is the aim.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to try and do that because he's from Manchester, so he is. So it'd be good for his.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. So it'd be pretty cool, you know.
But if you do Manchester, I might take a drive up for the night.
Well, yous are more than
You know.
welcome. Bring a
Yes,
party. I always say bring your mom, bring your dad.
you always do gigs on a Thursday.
Seems that way, yeah. I don't know how that's happened, but that seems to be what's happening, yeah. Although this one coming is on a Friday, which is fun. I'm excited for that one because everybody's off at the weekend, so we
Oh,
can all
oh,
get
is
drunk.
it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's on a Friday, 2 days before Christmas.
Yeah, that's why I said to Callum, I was like, because I live in Fife,
Right,
so I was like, I can't finish work at like 5, get all the way to
yeah,
Glasgow, and then try and get all the way back for work the next day. I was like, it's a nightmare.
yeah, yeah. I know it's a bit of a commute.
So
Everywhere's so far apart up Scotland, that's why.
it is,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So you said a bit about your songs, but what other inspirations have you had for when you like your writing and stuff like that?
As right, so nobody's asked me that. See, when I write, I think of concepts. See, sometimes I'll be working and I'll think of an idea. Uh, One time I was sitting with Callum smoking a doobie, and the two of us were talking about the first rock song must have been written by cavemen with rocks, and then from that concept
Hmm.
wrote a song called The Caveman, which will soon be a knowledge song, um, and like stuff like that. I've just like we just come up with concepts and dwell from that or melodies. Like last night, I had a melody in my head. I recorded it on my phone, like I don't know what time it was, quite late. Just so that I didn't forget it the next morning, so I can develop it. You know, usually after a gig, I seem to write a song after a gig. Every gig I've done, I've wrote a new song. Um, so, aye. When you talk about inspiration,
Oh
I
wow.
can't like music writes itself. I'm just an instrument for it. You get me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What about artists? Is there any artists that you think that
Oh,
have inspired what you're
yeah,
doing?
definitely. So I never used to like Oasis until I watched the film Supersonic, and that totally that I was like, I need to be a fucking rock star. Like that film changed my
Mm.
mind about them. And then so Oasis, yeah, definitely. Stereophonics, 100%. David Bowie, I love how confident he is and how out there he is. You know,
Yeah,
he's
David Bowie.
definitely like if you want to talk about persona, see the way I talk and then the way I sing, it's totally different. The stuff that I say, like you'll laugh your head off, and then you'll hear me singing and you'll go, "How is that the same?" Like I don't mean it, but
Mm.
it just is what it is. When you're from Glasgow, you can't really sing pretty when you talk. So
So apart from going down to Manchester, is there any other big plans that Fennel Records have got planned for you?
he's taking me to the stars. That's all I know. I would say
Oh,
realistically,
is that what he's promised you?
well, that's what I'm promising myself. And hopefully, yeah, we can do that. Like the idea is to make as many connections as we can, record the songs, do all the gigs and get the clout basically until we're big enough to do like we start getting headhunted and stuff like that, and then from there, we'll see what happens. Play Transmit or something.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's only going to take one song for you to blow up,
Yeah,
and then that'll be
yeah, exactly.
you'll be looking at number one albums.
Yeah. And listen, I know how to write a killer hook, I've got some stuff up my sleeves. So yeah, we're in for a treat next year. I'm excited for
Well,
next year.
hopefully we get it here first.
Yeah, yeah, of course. That's what we're
Oh
talking
yeah.
about. Yeah, yeah. Me and Callum were discussing this. We want some regular people that we have, like yourselves, who when we have a new song, we can send it to you. We can if there's like venues that can have regular gigs, we can go and do that. Because we don't want to just randomly, walk a bit blind. Like that's not how you
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
places. That's not how it works.
Networking is
Oh yeah,
always
for
the way
sure.
to do things, but
Yeah.
that's why we like jumped ahead like really quickly with this podcast. Like we got ourselves further than I have done with previous podcasts, and that's because we keep network going, and I think that's pretty much the same thing for you guys. I think if we keep that like lines of communication open, then we can help each other.
Yeah, that's it. It's all about relationships, definitely. But you've done, you've done well. Clap for you guys. Like.
This is an interview for you, not for us.
Have you actually listened to the show?
So I've listened, see, since the first podcast that you've put up. I have listened to a couple of them. Just like the stuff, the samples that you have been putting up on your Instagram and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are quite funny, actually.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yeah.
Pat on the back.
Yeah.
So, it's been great having you on. Is there anything you want to tell everyone, like future gigs, dates?
Yeah, so
where they can get you, find you, anything like that?
you can absolutely find me on social media on Instagram. I've printed off stickers, and it's got on it what are they called, QR code. So if you're in the city centre in Glasgow and you find it, you can scan it with your phone and it will take you directly to my Instagram page. I've got a gig coming up in December. That's December 23rd at the Old Address is where it all started as well. And then obviously the song that's coming out on the 28th of this month. So that's what, 11 days, yeah. Busy.
Oh, well, this is where you're hearing it.
Yeah. Grafting. That's how it's done.
Awesome.
But yeah, any musicians that are
listening. Do you want to
listening.
introduce your song and then? Go ahead,
No, I was just going to say any artists that are listening, feel free to give me a message. I'm always looking for new artists to collab with and stuff like that. So give me a DM. But yeah, the song's called Sunday.
That's a good idea.
And I'll let you have a listen to that.
Awesome. Yeah, and we'll play it now. Thanks again for coming on. Really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll hear a lot more from you.
Cheers, man. Likewise.
Double knot my legs before going outside. Don't know where I'll be headed, but my lace is double tied. I'd hop and stride my way right through this Sunday night to Sunday, oh Sunday, and I'll miss the good life while we were young, out all night having fun, but I'll still hold on to my Sundays, and I'll think of the good life while we were young. You can't rewind, you only get one, but I'll still hold on to my Sundays. Sundays. Give me back my Sunday.